of distance. Maybe like here would be a good point to start flying. Oh my gosh, this is so weird, guys. Look at this. When I move forward, boop, and then I move backwards. Boop, boop, hi, bye-bye, hi, bye-bye. It's so weird looking. I'm like under one block of space, but I'm still 2 blocks high, but like half of my body is into the wall. Yeah, this makes no sense logic side. Anyways, MaitreDesBlocs strikes once again. Hello, YouTube! This is MaitreDesBlocs, and today we're going to continue our Minecraft Let's Play. I was just here on this beautiful, Monday evening, trying some things out into the world. Then I had an idea to try out to do some kind of tunnel. Where's my F1? Oh, there we go. But I was experimenting here on Home Island on this Monday evening to try to do a one-high runway with ice. Because if you don't know, when you have an elytra on your back after the 1.9 update, when you jump twice, or when you just tap the spacebar twice, you enter from standing mode to flying mode, and then you can glide around to whatever. But the cool thing with that is that your hitbox actually changes from being 1 block high, 2 blocks high I mean, to being 0.6 blocks high. So if I take a look at my hitbox, by opening that up with hitboxes shown, then change my perspective, as you can see, when I'm flying, my hitbox becomes a 0.6 by 0.6 by 0.6 cube around my feet, which really looks weird and makes no sense logic-wise, but it permits me to do something like this. If I enter flying mode in front of this little gap here and glitch under it, I am flying at the moment. I can prove it to you by showing the hitbox here. Look, I am in flying mode, but I am on the ground. So it made me stand up and my hitbox remained the same. I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but it's pretty cool. This way, I'm able to jump in what you would see usually as like a nether tunnel or whatever, with ice and a trapdoor, but in a 1 block high space. I could just run through and immediately fly the other end. And then I was thinking, is that faster than the 2 block high clearance method? And I want to test that out, so I'm going to hop onto a creative world and actually make a test there. And here I am in my creative world with 2 100 block long runways. One of them is a 2 block high clearance of the trapdoor, and the other one is a 1 block high clearance of the trapdoor. And the slabs above because you need to have a transparent block in order to fit under there. And my plan for this is, to do the speed testing anyways, I'm going to be stepping onto a stone slab at the beginning of each of these. The stone slab is linked up to a block, which is linked up to a torch. So this torch will turn off when I'm going to step on the slab, which will turn this command block off. And when I leave the slab, so when I go, this command block will turn on and say 1 into the chat. Then at the end of the runway, around over here, I have a second pressure plate linked up to another command block that says 2. So the way I'm going to measure the speed, instead of making a counter or anything complicated, is to use my editing program. I'm going to record myself going through both of these, and since I record at 30 FPS, I can look for every 30th of a second to see the message 1 and the message 2 into the chat. And then from that I will know how much time has passed from it in 30ths of seconds, and then I'll be able to know which one of these is faster. And for both of these, I'm going to use as fast as I can pressing the spacebar, because I don't want my spacebar pressing to be a factor in between these, and I may even do multiple testing to see if I can get some accurate results. And we'll see what we obtain after that is done. I'm an idiot. I'm flying in creative mode! That'll surely make me faster. Whoops, I need to change that right now. Alright, so here are the results I got after testing the 2 runways 3 times each. On the first runway, the 2 high runway, the first run I did, I got 4 seconds and 28 30th of seconds, I guess. And the second run I did, I got 5 seconds and 6 30th of a second. And the third run I did, I got 5 and 9. So it's all about 5 seconds each, if I would take the average of that. Then the one high runway, the first time I got 6 seconds and 5 30th of a second. The second time I went, I got 5 seconds and 24. And the third time, 5 and 16. And if you look at this, 5:16 for the one high is the worst I got for the two high. So these are definitely taking more time. And after practicing, just to make sure that I wasn't messing up or not being good at this or something, the best time I ever got was 5 and 15, which is just 1/30th of a second shorter than the worst time I got on the two high. So I think it's definite to say that the two high is working better. I forgot to mention, there are ways to make the one high runway faster than it is if you don't use trapdoors and you replace a trapdoor with something else, leaving a gap for the player to fit in there. And there are 2 blocks you can use to make the gap as small as possible, will the player still be able to fit. And that is a daylight detector and also a flower pot. The problem is, for survival-friendly applications, considering one daylight detector requires 3 quartz to construct, and one flower pot requires 3 clay balls, I find those two to be quite expensive. But if you want to see how fast this is, oh, wait, can I not fit under there? What? Come on! Am I stuck? I think I'm glitched out. I know I fit under there before. Maybe I need to, hold on. Maybe I need to remove this block, and then I should be able to go. Let's see. Yeah. And look how fast this goes. Now I'm in flower pots. Same deal here. And I'm at the end. The problem with flower pots is I think you can fit in between 2 flower pots when you're in gliding mode. Like, if I fall right. Yeah. But that doesn't happen with the daylight detectors. So I think daylight detectors are better, but they require 3 quartz each. I'm curious where the time of this is. Let's try this out and see how fast I can go with these. And here are the results I got with the solar panel tunnels. I'm not really impressed by this. 6 seconds 2, 6 seconds 29, and 5 seconds 19. And even the best time in here is not, like, it's barely in this range here. And the 6:29, that's the worst I got so far. And the fact that in the too high area, I got 4 seconds and 28 30th of a second with absolutely no effort. And since I've been trying to pass it and haven't managed to, I think it's fair to say that this one is the best method. But now I was wondering, why are these so different in this one? And I think I know why. Because to enter the flying tunnel, you have to actually start flying. So you have to have an elytra on your back and enter flying mode, which takes about a second before you can start running. So because of that, I think that's why the one high tunnel is actually slower than the two high tunnel. And I was thinking maybe this one is faster long term. But considering that in the world we will probably only use this for 100 block long sections or even smaller sections, not often would you see like a 2,000 block ice runway, I think we're going to use this one if we're going to use any of these for anything. Another cool thing you can do with a too high tunnel is that you can use it for quite a few things. I managed to install a boat usable system and also a rail system that you could use to send a minecart with some kind of items into it or whatever and just take the other lane and go along with the minecart. The reason why I put 2 rails here is because you can have 2 different lanes for 2 different destinations, or you can just have this because mobs do not spawn on rails, and rails don't have a hitbox, so they don't mess up anything with the use of the path. And this way, magma cubes and zombie pigmen will be able to spawn on the path. And using a boat is so quick. Let me go into game mode 0 so I can show you. Because boats on ice are super incredibly quick for some reason. So if I leave this pressure plate, see how fast I can move to the end of this. Look. And I'm at the end. On long scale, it takes a little bit of seconds for it to start going at the maximum speed. But if this was like a 200 block runway or whatever, using the boat is incredibly good because the boat will not make you lose your hunger. And you can just pick it up back at the end. And you don't have to place rails for a boat like you have to for a minecart. So I think this is the system we're going to go with. Back into the Let's Play world, I was here just thinking on what we could do with the ice tunnel idea, and what could we use this for a transportation method. Then I was thinking, the nether, of course. We have these torch paths here since forever. This is how I get from one area to another. I use my elytra and sprint jumping to go as fast as I can, and just follow the torch path, follow the signs to get from one location to another. This is really bad. This is really not convenient. This takes a lot of my food to travel from one place to another, and it doesn't look good at all. It looks really ugly to just see these torches on top of the bedrock here. So I think I want to actually make something in the nether for once, and make a proper nether hub with some tunnels going in all different directions, leading to different areas, and I think that would be pretty cool. The question when you build a nether hub is not so much where to put it, but at what height to put it, because it doesn't really matter where we put it, because the nether looks pretty much all the same everywhere, and we need to link it up with the portals we already have. I would like the center of it to be at my portal leading to Home Island, which is this one, and maybe even centered on this ladder over here that will later make into an elevator going up and down. So around here would be the center of it. And that raises the question, where do we put it, at what height? And for that, I want to know what height the nether ceiling is at. So let's fly up there. Let me just take a little bit of distance. Maybe like here would be a good point to start flying. No. What? Oh my gosh. I was really scared there. Oh, that was probably a pathetic reaction, just pressing escape, but I wanted to know where I was falling. I did not properly start flying there. Oh, that was dangerous. That lava. Oh my gosh. Okay, give me a minute to get back up there and for my heart to stop beating so fast. Alright, let's try this again, and hopefully the same thing will happen again. So if I just... Whoa, that was a late reaction for the game to start me flying. That really messed me up. Let's try that again. Gain some altitude. And I fell on the ground. Great. There we go. Good enough. Now from here I can probably just climb up. Yeah, this is like really, really close to the top of the nether ceiling. So what height are we at right here? 103. 103, so considering the bedrock is at 127, that means we're about 24 blocks below the top of the nether. And the ceiling varies sometimes. It goes like one down, one up. Maybe this is not even the top. I know the top is 2 blocks up from what my Y value is, because my feet are 2 blocks below the ceiling already, and it might even go more up than this. So I think it'll be safe to do it maybe 10 blocks below the nether ceiling. I don't want to make it, oh, well, I mean the nether bedrock. This is the nether ceiling, but I mean the bedrock ceiling of the nether, because I don't want it to be out in the open where we have to make a tunnel just standing out in the middle of nowhere. I don't think that would really look good, and that would ruin to the nether scenery. I don't want to build it on top of the bedrock, because that would just be, again, just tunnels isolated from everything. So I think the best solution would be to build it in the netherrack between the two. So I think 10 blocks below the nether ceiling, bedrock ceiling would work, but for that I need to take this portal and move it up to the location we want. And kill these blazes. I feel like a complete idiot! I never ever did this mistake before in my entire Minecraft playing. I've been making a big circle room as a test for the nether hub idea, and I took my portal from down there and moved it up here, and then I realized I have nothing to light it with. So I'm stuck in the nether unless I take one of my other portals, which take me really far from Home Island. So what I think I'm going to do to get out of here is to do the method that Mojang implemented for people in case they get stuck in the nether, and is to make a fire charge. And for that you need 1 piece of blaze powder, 1 gunpowder, and 1 coal, I think. I know where to get wither skeletons. They're just down here in the fortress. For the piece of coal, the one thing I don't know how to get though is a gunpowder. I know I need a ghast, but I need to find one to be able to do that. So I think I'm going to go on a little hunt to try to find a ghast and to try to find a wither skeleton and get a piece of gunpowder and a piece of coal so I can make the fire charge and get out of here. Blaze powder, plus coal, plus gunpowder, 3 fire charges. Alright, let's go back to the portal. Oh gosh! Oh dang! I also accidentally angered all the nether pigmen. And I got a wither skull too. Oh, this is not going as I planned. Not in the least. Oh, I have to fly far away for all the pigmen to despawn. So I don't die here. Oh, but they're all mad at me. And there's a wither skeleton too, and a blaze! Ha! This is not a good situation! Alright, I escaped the fortress. Let's fly far away and let all the pigmen despawn so they stop being mad at me. And I hope that we can make it back to the portal safely. Phew, what a scary adventure that was. Well, we're back here at the portal. Let's light this up and get out of here before I do any more mistakes. So let's put all this stuff back in safety. And there it is, the future size of our nether hub. This is a 23 by 23 cylinder shape just below the nether bedrock ceiling. I centered it on the ladder, not on the pillar where the ladder is resting, but on the ladder itself. And every single side, it goes, I think, 11. I was going to say 9, but 11. That makes sense because it's 11 on one side, 11 on the other, plus the ladder spot, that equals 23. And that's on every single side. And I got quite a bit of netherrack while doing that. This is my second double chest. I already filled up all of this. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of this, but I'm going to find something eventually, and I also need to do something with this portal that's just resting here in the middle of nowhere. But this, I think, is a good size for the nether hub. I was thinking it would be cool if we keep the bedrock on top, and we actually make something, including the bedrock, in our ceiling. I think that would be pretty cool looking. And my plan for the use of this nether hub is to have 8 different tunnels leading in all different directions. Let's, for example, say that this is north, and let me just check. Yeah, this is actually north, so that works well. If we have a tunnel here, I would like to have one tunnel going in one of the cardinal directions, then one tunnel going east, one tunnel going south, and one tunnel going west. But not just that, because sometimes if you have, for example, a portal you want to link up to the nether hub, and the portal, let's say, is in 1,000 blocks that way and 1,000 blocks that way, then that would be around that direction. So I think it would be better if we make also some diagonal directions. So one way here, one way there, one way there, and one way there. And what I would like to have is some panels or some signs indicating what destinations every single tunnel leads to, so we can just go to the tunnel that leads us to the right portal that we want. And I think that would work perfectly. So now what I want to do is to actually start making the tunnels. So there is a small problem we have to find a solution to before we can start making the runways. We need more ice. This is all the packed ice that I have left, 49. That won't last me long, and that surely won't let me do anything really with it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the packed ice biome. I already came here. This is a portal leading to the packed ice, or ice spikes, should I say, biome in Amplified. I'm going to show you it by going straight through because some of you might not even have seen this from a long time ago where I made this portal. This is Amplified ice spikes. It doesn't look like it, but if you take this little tunnel I made through the mountain, you will actually see the spiked ice. Right here. And this area is dangerous. Very, very dangerous. I don't want a creeper to blow me up or anything while I'm here showing you this, so I'm going to run away like a coward. Anyways, this is a packed ice biome, and I think it would be better if I actually bring some packed ice from here to the nether hub. But also I was thinking, we'll need tons and tons and tons of packed ice. This thing is really, really far away to get. So I think the first runway I'm going to build is going to link up the nether hub with the packed ice portal. And I think I will need to note the coordinates of both and make the math to see where I need to make the runway. And I'm going to get some ice, get some materials, and start making that right now. So, plans changing a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do the diagonals after all. I was doing some experiment here with some packed ice and boats to see how they would react to diagonals, and the answer is not really good. Now we'll show you why. If I place a boat right here, you can see it's already spinning as I place it. If I just go straight, that works. I can do that perfectly. But if I accidentally go in one way or another, more left or right, and then I hit the wall, then it just becomes, yeah, this. Like, if I hit this wall, this corner, it's all weird, and then I can get stuck like this, and then I have to turn, then I'm stuck on the other side, and I'm stuck on the other side, and getting back from getting stuck like that is pretty difficult, while on the other way, if you just do a straight tunnel, you can actually just go around the side without a problem, and just go all the way to the end that way. And also, the other thing is, oh, dang. There we go. I forgot about that. Boats can eject me into the ceiling, so I can't eject myself from the boat while I'm in the middle of the tunnel. But what I was trying to say is rails. Rails is also another problem because I wanted to put some minecart tracks on here so we can bring chest minecarts or even just prevent mob spawning here. And when you do it in a diagonal, it's gonna look pretty awkward. And I was liking the idea of using the gold rails or the powered rails because those you can duplicate them, but you can't duplicate the regular rails. So all these corners and stuff, that would have needed to be regular rails. So for all those reasons, I think it's just going to be faster and better and quicker if we just use 4 straight tunnels instead of 8. It won't really matter anyways because the speed of a boat on ice is, I don't know, close to 100 meters per second when we do it maximum speed. So I don't think it's really going to make a big difference if we make it go in a diagonal or in a straight line. Plus, if we make it into that diagonal, all the problems that we would have on the way would make it so the quickest route would become not so efficient. So I think it would be better if to go to the packed ice biome, we just go straight that way, and then we turn like that instead of going in a diagonal like this. Woohoo! And the tunnel is done. Oh my, this is so fast. Oh, I love this already. Just cruising through in the nether about 1,000 blocks. I don't even know how long this tunnel is exactly. I think it's 300 blocks one way and like 250 blocks the other way. Pigmen keeps spawning in my way though, and that stops me from going all the time. But there we go, I'm at the end here, and this is where it leads to... What? Okay, my boat is there. This is where it leads to the packed ice biome. I can just emerge through this portal, and it will bring me exactly right into the ice spike forest, or ice spike plains, right here in the middle of the overworld at 3,300 minus 2727. And this is where I put my portal, because before it was like over that mountain, it was so dangerous because mobs kept ambushing me, so I think putting it in the middle of this plain is going to be a little bit safer. You zombie can die. I don't want to deal with you today. Let's go back before I get attacked by any more mobs. The tunnel is around 300 blocks one way and then 300 blocks the other way. I don't know exactly what are the coordinates of the nether hub to test, but here you can see how long it takes me to travel all the way back. And here I am back in the nether hub, and looking at my coordinates, I can see that it is around 400 blocks that way, and then 300 blocks that way. And the tunnel is 2x3, and then going all the way down with packed ice below, and I need next to place a trapdoor so the pigmen stop spawning. I am satisfied with this, and I already started using this to bring some packed ice from the biome over here, and I managed to fill up all of this with packed ice. I never saw as much packed ice into a world that I own the packed ice into in a single Minecraft experience. I never had this much packed ice myself. And I don't want just this. I want to get a lot more, because since we need to make a lot of these tunnels, I want to get stacks and stacks and stacks of packed ice, so we don't need to go back there to get some more for a long time. So I think I'm going to try to fill something like 3 double chests of packed ice, and I think that should be good for quite a long time. Remember when I said 3? I would get 3 double chests of packed ice back from the packed ice biome all the way over here? Well, I got more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8! 8 double chests full of packed ice. That is a ton. I don't know exactly how much, because for that I would need to remember how many items can fit inside of a double chest, and I don't remember that at the moment, but this is a ton of packed ice. To put this in perspective, 3 stacks of this, considering the road here is 3 wide, could do 64 blocks of ice road. So like just this row could do, I think, 3 times that. So that is 192 blocks of ice road just for 1 row of this. And you can do that 6 times this chest. So that's close to 200 times 6, which is around 1,200 blocks of road in a single chest. And I have that times 8. That will last me for a long time. And I will not need to get any more packed ice for quite a while. I know this episode is getting a little bit long, and I'm planning to end it pretty soon around here, but first, I want to do something about these chests here. We have some netherrack around here. This doesn't do anything here. We have all of these packed ice storage chests here, and if we're gonna work in the nether hub, I don't want these chests to stay in our work area. So I think I'm going to make a chest room for the materials required to build a nether hub somewhere in one of these diagonals. For example, I could just dig a little tunnel, let's say here, in the wall like this, and just dig a room that is a little bit squared, and we can put chests with item frames on them indicating all the materials inside of a room just like this. And there we go, the netherrack and the packed ice and all the other materials have been sorted out into chests in a little room I made in the side of the nether hub, and now the middle room is clean again. I still have to remove these things that I made to count the distance, but apart from that, now we're free to work here. Why did I make them alternate with wood and bricks? That is so annoying to mine because you have to like use your pick and then your axe and then pick, axe, and I just realized I'm saying pickaxe. It's like pickaxe, but it's pick and then axe. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, we moved all the stuff into this room here, and I have still 8 double chests full of packed ice, some quartz, some glowstone, and some portal making stuff in this chest, and netherrack can be stored into chests over here. Even though I don't have enough to fill all these chests yet, I'm sure it's going to be filled up pretty quickly because of all the stuff we're going to mine in this nether hub. Anyways, I think this is a good point to end this episode, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope I provided you with some leisure for today. A smile on your face, a laugh, a chuckle, something good, because if I did, I'm happy. And that's all I'm trying to do with this. But anyways, that'll be it for this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. MaitreDesBlocs out.